Okay, just got to make sure that sound-wise we are okay. So if you can't hear me, just please let me know if my sound leaves at any point here. Just let me know that you guys can hear me. I'm kind of flying a little bit blind today. I can't check the sound. So please just let me know if you can hear me. To the ones that have joined, just let me know if you can hear me, please, please, please. I just need that confirmation there. Let me just make sure that I'm good on the other side too. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start the show. Welcome, everybody, to the Overthinking Football Show live. I do this every Monday to Friday, 12:30 in the afternoon, and also Monday to Wednesday at 8 p.m. You will find me here. If you do want to watch any of the previous episodes, especially today. Today we had an actual PSL coach on, Coach Vusmuzi Vilagazi on. Shout out to him. Really great insights into coaching in the PSL. So I urge you to go and look on Facebook and look on YouTube and watch back a very, very cool episode. But for other episodes and also other really cool content pieces that I do, you can head over to Facebook and on YouTube. If you're wondering, where do these voices, where do the callers, how do you call in, how do you request, how do you add your voice to the show? Well, you have to be following me on YouTube, on TikTok, right? And then join the show when I'm live. Then follow me there. Then request. To request, at the bottom of the screen is a multi-guest button. So you click that button, you send a request. I'll see a list of everybody that wants to come in, and you'll be able to add your voice to the show. For those who didn't know. So, Agent 007. How are you doing, my brother? Sazi? I'm good. So, tonight's topic is going to be, we're just going to speak a little bit about Bafana Bafana. The preliminary squad has been announced. Let me just read out some of the names, and then we can talk about Bafana Bafana and how we feel about them. So, the preliminary squad for the two friendlies in September 2023. Goalkeepers, Ronwen Williams, Veli Motwa, Ricardo Goss, and Sipo Chaine. Those are the four goalkeepers. Defenders, Sydney Mobi, always Mobi, Grant Kekana, Nkosinathi Sibisi, Aubrey Mudiba, Tabiso Munyane, Mutobi Mvala, Sianda Kulu, Gividem Msimango, Innocent Maela, Keegan Allen, Ime Okon, 18 years old. 18 years old from Supersport, Ime Okon, Sfiso Hlanti, Zugo Mduduzi from Chippa United. Midfielders, we have Luke Leroux, we have Njabulo Plom, Tebogo Mokwena, Grant Mahaman, Batusi Obas, Pepelos Tole, Mlungisi Mbunjana. Up front, we have Mihlali Mayambela, Themba Zwane, Koba Meloko Disang, Khanye Mayo, Ekram Reyners, Pule Modi, Bongu Tleshongwane, Percy Tau, Zakele Lepasa, Lau Foster, Levo Mtiba, and Munna Pule Saleng. Those friendlies, of course, are going to be up against Namibia and the Democratic Republic of Congo. So, those are the names. Glad, thank you so much. How's it, Katlego? How's it, Theo? How's that? So those were the names of the preliminary squad. Obviously, we're going to be playing friendlies going into the AFCON tournament. So the four friendlies we're going to play before the AFCON tournament is Namibia, DR Congo, Eswatini, and then Ivory Coast, who are also hosting the 2024 tournament. So that is how we are going to be preparing to go to that tournament. Of course, in this team, this preliminary team, there's 8 new names. Ima Okon, as I said, 18 years old from Supersport. There's Chaine, there's Munyane, there's Keegan Allen from Swallows, Mduduzi, Chippa United, and then Mbunjana. Mbunjana is not from Chippa United, but Mduduzi is Kukune, if I'm not mistaken, and then Mbunjana is Chippa United. So that is how our preliminary squad, 36-man squad, is going to look. It will be cut at some point. But let's speak. Shanti and Msamango, guys, we're represented as Chiefs, guys. It's fine. Leave it. Anyway, it's a friendly. I'm not taking this one serious. So I'm going to open up the lines and we can start having a conversation around Bafana Bafana. Especially saying that it's over to them. We saw what Banyana did at the World Cup. We saw how well the ladies represented us. Now it's time for the men to also step in and show us that they're also worthy of being a national team. Let's see who is here. Let me just get everybody in. Hendrik, my brother.
Can I go in before Hendrik, please?
What's happening?
I think I'm on a leave in 2 minutes' time.
Okay, hit me.
Yeah, no. I think this one I just want to say, man, your sangoma is great, man. Your sangoma is great.
Why must it be a sangoma, Why must it be a sangoma?
Oh, it's a God, your God or your ancestors, I was really happy for you, man, that, we got coach on the platform, and, you create your own luck, and yeah, man, keep up the good work, man. I think that's just what I wanted to see. About Bafana, man, hey, so if Mosimango didn't go to Chiefs, you're not going to be picked up. It's okay. It's okay.
We're not talking about those things. He's a Chiefs player, as far as we know. But thank you so much, 007. Hendrik, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
My brother, I'm good. Long time, man.
Amen. So tell me, here we sit with the Bafana Bafana squad. What are you thinking about this preliminary squad?
Can you please, because the defenders, I did not get hold of the defenders. Who are, yeah, right.
There we go.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. My brother, so far so good. I don't think, I've got a problem, but Utlanti, my brother, angazi ukuthi babonani la makhulu. I don't know why they see him Utlanti.
Experience.
He's a good defender. My bro, Chiefs is going nowhere with experience. We've been going nowhere with Parker with some experience. Experience doesn't work. So, Mingo, my brother, he deserves to be there. That guy's playing, no lies. One-on-one is good at defending. So, it's just a preliminary. But I can see that this coach is serious. I once told people that, stop listening to Junior Khanye too much. Junior Khanye still wants you verbal football. So it's time for us to elevate with European style of play. That's why they bought this coach. But someone must also back this sort of coach, because check how many young players this guy is giving a chance. How many coaches would, like, for instance, if you give someone who has the mentality of Junior Khanye to run Bafana now, he's gonna take all players. We're gonna go back to that team that failed to even qualify for AFCON. You remember? We even failed to qualify for AFCON or something.
Yeah.
So give this coach a chance, my brother. He knows young players. One thing that I like, he gives a player that's performing chances. Check this list, my brother. Check this list. Yeah. That 18-year-old from Super Sport, my brother. Yeah. You see, so let's give this coach a chance. Now I believe in Hugo Bros. You see, Mulefentig is disappointing me, but Hugo Bros, I believe in him. And Kanti and my brother, we shall see. With Kanti, I'm not quite sure, but we shall see. We go with like, he's old, my guy, and then this is an international squad, man. We will be playing against fast players forward. Let's say, for example, it's not only on this friendly, but we will be going forward playing against faster nations, like maybe hopefully like Nigeria. Like Atlantis is so slow, my brother. So, but we will see. But the squad, honestly speaking, it looks good.
I'm gonna come back when we speak about who we'd leave off and who we'd add. Prajulius, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm fine, and you, my brother?
No, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. What do you think of this 36-man preliminary squad?
Yeah, it's a mixed bag of results for a squad. Or surely we will not. There will always be that one player. Why is this one in? Why is this one out? Why is this one there? But my thinking is that Hugo Bruce is giving those guys a chance to impress. I think this like if you look at a player like Lepasa will always be in his squad, no matter he's playing at Pirates or what. If you remember. Yeah. You know. So for me, it's give Khanye. Khanye is not. If you were to say, but PSL bring your best left back, I don't think we will take Khanye. But he's saying to Khanye, let me see what you can give me. I know you are not doing well and stuff like that. Can you give me something that maybe you know or what you do have? There's a player like Lebo Mutiba. I mean, he's doing wonders for his club. In France, he's doing wonders. It's a pity that league ain't coverage, too much coverage. South Africa. But if you check his stats, he's banging goals. They're shouting his name. Stuff like that. So for me, we will never have a player more. We'll never have. Even though I can say there are those people by Longoro, or this player can be there. There will always be this hype about the squad and who's missing, who's there, who's not. But sometimes I think the thinking is, show me what you can do, guys, or else you'll be left behind. But I wished he looked at a boy like Mufuke. I like just to have a look, just bring him in, even if he doesn't play, stay on the bench. That's a future prospect there. But for me, Kaskwati, happy, sharpo, but Khanye cannot be the best left back we have. Come on, Zanzi.
I'm gonna come back.
But otherwise, Kaskwati. That's what I sharp, bravo. I sharp. Says, but for me, it's a friendly chance. Remember Khanye. Remember what Khanye did to Mohamed Salah some years back. Let's not forget that. Do you remember it?
I'm gonna come back. We're gonna speak about who we'd leave out. Khoza, welcome to the show. Let me just get everybody in. Khoza, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good. You and you, my man?
No, I'm great. Tell me, what are you thinking about this 36-man squad?
It doesn't look that bad, considering what we saw the last season, what we are seeing from the international players, We look at Bo Njabula Blomo and Hlongwane. You see Bo Leroux and these kind of guys. You look at their performances, It's a deserving call. Locally, that other team, I don't know what they are doing in this team, in this lineup.
Leave my team alone.
What are they doing there? But otherwise, I'm looking at it. I went through it. Everybody here in this team, as I said, that Hugo Bruce can build two teams here. Rotation. I believe in that squad rotation, man. I'm looking at Germany. Not Germany, Spain before the 2010 World Cup, Confederation Cup, what their coach was saying, And then I'm thinking to myself, if teams like that can build, can speak languages of squad rotation, why can't we when we have up and coming talent? I'm not saying that our talent is the best. You listen to how the world speaks about Bafana Bafana. It's like, oh, that other team, nobody takes it serious, So I don't think we should put pressure on ourselves with these friendlies. All I want to see from him is that if you're going to start Hlongwane this time and not start Saling, will he start the following game, We have 2 games to show that we can, we do have squad depth and to show the kind of talent we have, That's my thinking. That's how I see it. If we can implement that, how else are we gonna know that what's his name, Reina is good if we keep playing the same players over and over and over again. But then how lose go AFCON? It's like, oh, we remember we had a young player. That's why I'm always saying that Boas has my vote. You know what he has done. He's taken us to qualify to the qualified to AFCON. He qualified, and he beat Morocco in the process. So he has my green card. But then all I'm asking from him is squad rotation. These are kind of this is a nice crop of players. You know, as Julio said, you can't please everybody. But in my eyes, there are no complaints.
Okay. No, thank you. Khoza, let me bring in to Senzo. Senzo, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
What's up, OT, and welcome to. Hey, what's up to the panel?
No, you can welcome to the show too. It's fine. No. What do you think of this 36-man squad?
I am very disappointed to see that after so long working, Hugo Bros can't even give us a balanced squad. It looks good because every player there is on form. But if you look at it in terms of positional-wise, it's very imbalanced. We have an overload of centre-backs, overload of centre-forwards. It shows that we're just picking on form. And most of the players you see there, your Motiba, Laila Foster, Lipasa, Tau, Shongwane, Reyners, Khisomayo, those are all centre forwards. You can't, we only play with one centre forward. How are you going to give everybody a chance? You know, it might be a preliminary squad, but we should be seeing a bit more balance. I feel like there's players that are missing and there's players that are too old to be in the squad, namely Tembazwane. Tembazwane can play like a darling, but if we're saying we want to have we're building for the future, Tembazwane shouldn't even be close to the squad, you know. So for me, it's very disappointing squad to see. It shows he's picking on who's on form right now. And yeah, if you look at most of those players on form, the only player I can say, yeah, I maybe it's a good call-up is that guy from TS Galaxy, you know, but I don't think one game gives you a call-up. But yeah, I'm very disappointed. The balancing versus how he plays is just, it's not on.
Okay. Hendrik, I want to come back to you on that point, Senzo. We're seeing a lot of older players here. So we're seeing Abo Shanti, we're seeing Abo Zwane. Shouldn't Hugo Bros at this time have a team of younger players, or do we need to lean on these older players at this current moment just to get us through this tournament?
My brother, I believe a team should not only consist of younger players only. It should be balanced. If we want to talk about balanced, it should be like every team was doing it, my brother. Like even those teams from the outside that we normally use for examples, like the national teams, like when they were rebuilding, there were old players there. There were still old players that took charge. Let's say, for example, let's use the Argentinian squad, right, when they were rebuilding before they won the World Cup and leave out Messi. There were still old players that were there. We still had Di Maria. Understand? Like, you can't build a team only based on young players. Yes, we are building for the future. At least include two players, you know, main players who've got experience, you know, who can control game tempo. Some of these guys just know how to play football. They don't know how to read the game. We are all watching PSL. We come here and we complain about some of these players. Some of them, they make mistakes. Some of them, they are not consistent. Some of them, they delay runs, you know. So get them someone older that has been in the field older, my bro. Whether you like it or not, you can't have a team of 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 25-year-old. There must be someone at least in the 35 years or maybe in the Tembazwane's age. Now, like I said, I have a problem with Utlanti. You understand, my brother? I have a problem with Utlanti, but Utembazwane, let's have him there. Let's have him control the midfield because that's where Bafana Bafana most of the time struggle. Like Bafana Bafana, our midfield would look good in name, but we would not have that person that can. Yeah?
No, I'm saying, are you worried at all that it seems as though we're still experimenting to a degree? We're 4 games away from AFCON. Do you think that are you worried about us still experimenting at this point?
My brother, you see, we have always been experimenting. I think from Usheks Masha to Osto, I don't know what you're talking about. So we're still experimenting, my guy. Till this day, we're still experimenting. But one thing that I like and I'm seeing now is I see progress with Ubros, my brother. Whether we like it or not, Junior Khanye, like I said, Junior Khanye is the guy that wants us to play Abushibobo because he doesn't like Hugo Bros' style of play. But check what Hugo Bros has done with this team. I forgot. Is it Cameroon or something? There's a team where he got there, he fixed the team, and then they won Africa Cup of Nations. I forgot which team it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if it's Cameroon or what. So this guy has a capability. Yeah, that guy has a capability of building. So if he chose Utemba Zwane, he saw something. That guy once said that he will never choose a player because of what people say. And then it was because of Junior Khanye saying, no, why don't you pick this guy? He once said that he will pick a player when he's satisfied. So now he has picked Temba Zwane. So it means he's satisfied with Temba Zwane. Like I said, I'm happy with the team at the moment. Utlant is the only person that I'm saying for me. But Utemba Zwane, my brother, you must have a balanced squad. You can't have 25-year-old. When you play against Nigeria, they still have their 30-year-old players, maybe two of them playing inside that new squad. Watch those teams. When they build, they rebuild. They can rebuild almost the players, right? And then they will leave out those two crucial players. To those two players that can control the game, that can tell these guys, Bona, relax. You're playing too fast. We will concede. Relax. Pass the ball, communicate with each other. We need those sort of players. We've been complaining about these players not being consistent, like I said. So I'm happy with Utemba Zwane. Utlant is the only player that I can say, Lord.
Let me bring you, Julius. Julius, I've got the two questions for you. We've got some older players that it seems that we're going to be leaning on Temba Zwane going into this thing. How do you feel about having players like that still be lead players in the team? But then secondly, should we be worried that at this point we're still seeing new names, we're still seeing some experimentation? Should we, at this point of Hugo Bros' run, have expected to know what our team is?
Remember when Hugo Bros started this thing, because he believed, thinking, now he put out, I'm here to build a team from scratch.
Yeah,
you know, with young players. Maybe I'm building for a AFCON 2 years later, then 2 years later, World Cup.
Yeah.
But we hammer team kabo andile jalra. Why are you not picking? Why? For me, I think if it was entirely up to him, Hugo Bros, mentality wala atlenga on. Beto kata the young players, he knows unaloma 5 years. But remember, ila role midi yabar hey Ronaldo 136 years. Problem rena ko compare other countries. But hey, Messi 135 years mara they're still winning World Cup. Mara Temba Zwane 31. Why are some stuff like that? That's the problem we have. Come South Africa, we are never sure what we want. You know, no, I teach young players. Right, I have converted players. But Hamar, no, give a charity senior players. For me, it's striking a balance between young players and old players. Remember Gamo PSL. We still look at a player like Mdu Shabalala.
Yeah.
We still look at that player. Sale youngster. So for me, those old players, I think we need them. Ronwen Williams, as old as he is, it's a player that we need. Who's a better goalkeeper we have? Gamo PSL. But China is not make sure. But China is a little more you know. Ghost for Super Sport, it's not playing. The only keeper along is consistent. Can play 30 games, can give you 30 games, got maybe 15 clean sheets. Ronwen Williams is the best we have in that position. Where are the young keepers? We don't have the young keeper. Mandi and keepers. Even coach Chiefs, Lesanya Kakun. Lesara bring the Kun. Yeah, Lamunyaga. No, it's the truth. It's the truth. Maybe when I will Marwa crying. So for me, balance for me, it's sharp. Mbumunya never there. Mbumunya never saw level as the young stars. That's South Africa for you,
Okay.
And Munyani should be captaining Orlando Pirates for me. He is as old, as young as he is. He should be captain of Orlando Pirates. So for me, young players and the young and old, mix. That's how we play in the PSL. Our team you carry average age 23. The last time we saw a team like that, team, they had an average age of 23. If you look at the average age of Orlando Pirates, you will be shocked. Level average age of Mamelodi Sundowns, you'll be shocked. Go Chiefs are Let
me bring it, Senzo. Let's have this conversation about all the players. I need to go deeper about this all the players thing. Shouldn't we? Is it fair for us? Is it unfair for us to maybe have expected that? What 3, 4? How Bruce has been there for 3, 4 years. Shouldn't we expect that he had have a full team right now? Maybe not have to lean on the older guys. Maybe have done the development that we've been speaking about already within the league. And then also, should we be worried about Should we be worried about? I don't know how to put it. Let me first ask you that first question. I'm going to come back. I wanted to rephrase what I asked.
So, firstly, I feel like as fans, we should get away with this notion that age means you experience. If you're old enough, you're good enough. So if someone is 25 and has played for the national team for 7, 6 years, that person is experienced. He can be even more experienced than Themba Zwane. When people say Themba Zwane is experienced, he hasn't been playing in the national team long enough for him to be experienced in the national team. So I don't understand when people say they're talking about experienced players. We have players, you see it all the time. Mbappe is 21. Are you still calling him a young player in the national team? He's a captain. It's because he's experienced enough. So experience and age don't go hand in hand. This national team that we have right now is full of experienced players. From the start to the end, most of these players have played. I can't even mention, especially in the forward line where the Themba Zwane is being put. We have Mayambela, who's been playing for the team for a long time. We have Hlongwane, we have Tau Pace, we have Lipasa, we have Lyle Foster, we have Matiba. They've been playing for the squad a very long time. So experience one is this team is very balanced. So let's not look at age and say someone's experienced or not, because if soccer is, if you're old enough, you're good enough. That's why you see it all over in the world. Even the national team at Germany, when it came here to South Africa, they were very young, those guys. Very young, but it didn't mean they weren't experienced. They were experienced enough to beat very big teams. So for me, when I say it's imbalanced, this team, it's because I look at a player like Themba Zwane. I'm saying Themba Zwane is 34, meaning by the time AFCON comes, he'll be a bit older, a bit slower. In South Africa, don't you have a player who can do what he's doing? And the answer is yes, we do have a player who can replace Themba Zwane and we wouldn't see a difference. And that's Neo Maema, who's nowhere in the squad. You look at the midfield of South Africa, we play with 3, I don't even know, 2 or 1 anchor. But we've brought players who are all anchors. You Thabo Mokwena, you Jabulo, you Abbas, you've got Bunjan. That is an overload. And by the time we're seeing 4 games away, we should be having a starting 11 and we should be fixing here and here based on form, based on injuries. But South Africa's starting 11 should be already set in our minds as a thing. Even this thing of having a preliminary squad, I don't understand it. We are 4 games away from the AFCON. So we should be having a team that we can trust on. And when we add players, it's because they are playing absolutely amazing or they're doing something spectacular. Then you add players. But you look at England, you have to sometimes keep the core. Even if people can say, keep the core, because just like just like a club team, you need to have a form, you need to have a spine. So in South Africa, you say, what is our spine? Who do you start with? So, yeah, this whole notion of we don't have experienced players because of age. No, age doesn't mean you experience. If you've been starting to play for the national team at 22 and you're 28, you are experienced. You know? So, yeah, back to also saying that the squad for me is very unbalanced. It's like I said, it's an overload of center backs, and I don't know where they're all gonna play. It's an overload of we don't even have a lot of right and left backs, and that's where we try to overload our opponents. So I was expecting us to see a player like Madao to add that pace. When you look at the squad now, you're like, okay, Monyani doesn't overlap, that well. Maela doesn't overlap that well. Santi doesn't overlap that well. Who's going to overload? Modiba's the only one you look at and you say, okay, maybe he can give us that attack on the wing. And then you have players in the forwards, which I'm happy with the forwards in terms of the side, with Munang Puleng, Modi, we can say Reyners. I'm happy, Mayambela. I'm happy with that. And then in the midfield, I'm also not happy. Too many center holding midfielders and not enough creative players. I think at this stage, we should be having more creative players who are making us tick, because this thing of trusting the ball to come from the wings and head it in and mistakes is not going to work for us. We need to attack. We are short by stature. So let's keep the ball on the ground. Let's get ball players. So yeah, it would be nice if we had a bit more ball players. I feel like, we don't.
Okay, no. Thank you, guys. The first panel. I'm going to bring in the second panel. So guys, I'm missing one more person. So please just request, then we can carry on speaking about this conversation. I think for me, before I get into the second panel, for me, a lot of the time with national teams, like Usenzo said, you need some sort of national team experience. And it means that players need to be given chances. So the reason I was asking the question is Hugo Broos has been in for a bit of time, right? You'd expect that in that bit of time, he'd have players that it's like, you know what, this is my starting 11. Everybody knows the starting 11. We're giving them time to grow into this. So enough international matches so that they can grow into this experience. My worry is with the older guys, Abotemba Zwane being very key to what we do and how we play right now, right, is what's going to happen a year or two from now? Are we going to start then bringing in another Temba Zwane at a later age to then come in to be now getting his international caps, And it's not to say that Temba Zwane is not a good player. It's not to say that we don't need him. But for the planning for the future, don't you give people chances and say, you know what, guys? Shabalala, I believe Shabalala was called up the last few times, not on the sheet anymore. We're bringing in other guys. Hlanti are still there. Shouldn't we at this point have a fixed team where we say that these guys have been playing for the last 2 years together, getting caps together, gaining the international experience together, so that we know that for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, maybe we're set. But I guess now we're looking right at this thing, and we'll see what's going to happen. Kamelite, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
Evening, my brother. How are you? Thank you for having me in your show, brother.
No stress, my brother. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to lead with what Senzo spoke about now. The balance of the squad. So many attackers, so many options in attack, so few options in the middle of the park. How do you feel about that imbalance there?
Okay, with the squad and the midfield, okay, I don't have a problem. But my only worry is Tebogo Mokwena and Temba Zwane. The guys are playing a lot of games.
Yeah.
They're not going to ban those guys.
Yeah.
Because we really need them when we're going forward to the AFCON and everything. So if and then we're going to give them a lot of games like this, then we're going to ban those guys, we'd end up losing them. So I think for me, I would have put maybe Goodman Musele on Tebogo Mokwena. And then on Tembazana, I'll try that guy from Orlando Pirates, is what? Musangani or something.
Yeah, Masangani.
That's one. That is a good player. He can link up play from the midfield to the strikers. I think can play that Tembazana roles very, very well. So I don't have a problem on the creativity because there are a lot of players who can create. If you see in the squad, there is Bo Ulomondi, there is Bo Ngokuhle Hlongwane, they can create something. Atazobo, Pesitao, they can do something. Even the Luke Leroux, it's a good box-to-box midfielder.
Yeah.
Can create something. If he's given a chance, that guy is a really, really good player. He can play a big role going forward in the Bafana team. So, yeah, I think it's a balanced squad. I don't have a problem with it. It's just I was worried with just these two guys. We're going to pen them. We should just try and rest them because at the team level, they're playing each and every game. And come to a national team, they're playing each and every game. Then we have problems going forward. Thanks,
okay, man. No, I'm going to come back. Lufuno, welcome to the show. How are you doing? Lufuno? Okay, we'll come back. Mokwena, welcome to the show. How are you doing? Oh, guys, what's going on? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, let me go to Abut Napoleon.
Abut, guys.
Tell me, Abut.
Then I get thing Abut. Where's Alang about you?
Hey, I can see you now. Where's Alang? But it's fine. Orinka Palencia squad. Came out midfielding. There's no creativity. What do you think of the balance of the squad?
HUGO ustokile kopile fair.
Yeah.
And the political comping. Yeah, so ngondo ke ona re sna yona mo six midfield ya ona inyane abuti and I want creativity there. So I don't think okay, young guys is fine. Lehlante abamtloele. Abatloele batho ba kaofela yi. Mara we one fela motho tsa ba montsheda ba latentwana go ethiba go MDC da ba ntse child. That guy. I yena le mobi I can't not make sure. But going back to squad, the squad is a sharp. It's only fella midfield there. I think he didn't look like they didn't look thoroughly for that guy over Jali. So I really like Jali, but there are many Jalis. Yeah, but yes, who's this guy on the Pirates? Call Pirates Azanya Mutladisa. Come on, this guy. Ndlovu, Kajin, Olungo Super Sport. Take that guy and get 16. Come on, respect Nelena engine. Bamtsebante Bukekan. Tompukekan Mtsebante Dipol, Licha, Lumtsebante Dipol. Why was I not the Kajin Bam Kenyan squatting from Go Super Sport? At least Takazamanya, another 16. Come on, one Empire Rona, right? They were Mokwena Sundowns.
Yeah.
Sundowns.
To help play of the season. I don't wonder if the other guys are in. Lufuno, are you here? Okay, I'm gonna disconnect you guys. Please come back when you're okay. Mokwena, are you here? That's a roll call. Okay. I'm hearing it not too. Come on, listen. If you were to take this role of Bafana Bafana coach and scouts and whatever, who would you put in? Who would you take out if you could make some changes to this team?
Okay, I think on the midfield, as I said before, I'll take Tebogo Mokwena just to rest him.
Okay.
And then put Goodman Musele because he's still the age is still on his side as well. Then on the forward, I think I'll remove Tembazwane as well just to rest him. Then put Masongai. Then on Pulemondi, I'll put Mufokeng as well.
Okay.
I think it's those guys that I can. Those three substitutions that I can replace. Those three guys that I can replace. I'm just happy with the midfield.
Okay.
Yes, it's just that Tebucho is playing a lot of games.
Abut Napoleon, okachincha man.
Now, ngasi wito se pa ke sa tapes ada ke lata ka Jane from Super Sport. Rulani ke time I camera that boy. Ke engine. Komphela Pirates in some youth. And then there's a position in Australia. Ke lata yena Tembazwane sharp fonna because Brazil ile World Cup no na le mdala da. Ona le teng. Yes, it wasn't only young players. A re tlohele go ishasha dintwana tse nyane di ka se market the experienced players ba future. There's no way. We need those 1-2 experienced players there. There's no way or gona re dlala ka dintwana tse nyane fela. There's no way. Da na le hlanti ka mtloela ke change chai.
Yeah.
Make sure. Ke yena Tebza ke amchecha kinya Kajeni striking force ke sharp abuti.
Okay.
I don't think I need to change a lot, but go 16 definitely for sure. It's either Kikacheni or Kilata and Dilecha. Finish. Yeah.
Senzo, what type of changes would you make to the squad?
I would rest a lot of the forwards. I wouldn't even have it a preliminary squad. It would have been maybe 23 or less players. Moby, he wouldn't be there, definitely out. I think also we could have taken out that Amazulu goalkeeper. I don't need 4 goalkeepers. Him out. Sbisi can stay. Monyane, Mvala because of form. You know, Mvala has his mistakes, but he's now he's an experienced campaigner. He might give you those problems, but he gives you some security. So you keep Mvala there. Simang, I would keep because he can do what Kulu does. Kulu out completely. Ellen, I would bring. Maela would keep. Shanti out. Yeah, and then the rest I'd keep. And then in the midfield, Leroux definitely out. Njabula out. Mokwena, Opa stay. Like Napoleon was saying, I think Ndlovu's ready, man. Like Ndlovu's been fighting. He showed us. He came up from Pirates, went to Super Sports, did an unbelievable job. And for Kevin to keep you, you must know that there's something special about you. So I definitely keep him. And then Stole, we can say we can put him there. And then Mbunjane, he played one game well. It doesn't deserve a pull up, so he'd also be staying. So just to rephrase what I'm saying, I'm dropping some of the players. I'm not even replacing. I'm dropping some of them. I'd make the squad smaller because now we're playing towards something. You know, we're playing towards the AFCON. So the squad is just too big to look at. So just to finish off with the forwards, I would keep Mayambela. Tembazwane would be out. I'm not resting him because he's old or whatever he's playing. I'm resting him because Neo Mayema can do what he does. Masangwaye from Pirates can do what he does. So Tembazwane out. Thank you for your service, but it's too late. Kodi saying I'd keep Kanyiso, I would keep Reyners, I would keep Modi. No, he would definitely be gone. Hlongwane is the top scorer in the MSL with Messi, so you keep Pesitao, you keep because of experience that people want. Lipasa's on form, but Foster you don't need him for now. He's a top player, and if he's a top player, like he says, he doesn't need to adjust with players. If he is around quality, he'll perform. So for these friendlies, you wouldn't need Fosler. Maybe you can call him for the Ivory Coast game, but you don't need him for Eswatini. So Fosler definitely drop. Mativa you drop, and then Salem you keep because Saling's become an experienced campaigner in terms of playing against the best. He's consistent, he's scoring. So, yeah, a lot of the squad I would definitely drop. And also I would call up Mosele just to show everyone playing in the PSL that even if you playing for a small team, I can beat Mosele, I would put him. Yeah, just to give the confidence so that people keep performing. But yeah, my squad would have been cut down by more than half. And yeah, that's what I would have done.
Okay, no, thank you. Zesho, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Good evening, OT. I'm well, and yourself, guys?
No, we're good. So, same question to you. What changes would you make to this squad if you were in charge?
If I was in charge, I think the squad is, for me, is okay. Okay, you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I think the squad overall for me is an okay squad. I think I've been listening. Network, ne? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, go ahead. I think there's a bit of a lag, so just go for it.
Okay, I think we should keep those guys. Okay, since we preliminary squad or win, I think vele barata mawuthumele sireste abo Mokwena siza amanye amaplayer afana nabo Ndlondo vele uteam angazi ukhona. Okay, ngithi ngiyabona uteam akekho edeke uteam. Into engikhala ngayo kulapha kuma defender kakhulu mina lapha kubo goalkeeper. I think we should add maybe an extra goalkeeper. I love that goalkeeper we Patrice lo uButhelezi though akadlala. I think angasenzela i-difference enkulu kakhulu na if bangam involve. And then Umobi, I would replace Umobi for Frosla, and then I would replace also Uhlante for Umago. Overall, mina, I think the squad is okay, but some of the players, like the people are saying there, guti mele baraste amanya amachita guti bazuka amanya chance. So overall, I think the squad is okay for me.
Okay, I hear you. Guys, let's go into now the actual games. Gamelike, do you think that playing Namibia, Congo, Eswatini, and then Ivory Coast, do you think that's good enough last preparation for going into the AFCON?
I don't think so, because if you can call even the other 21, they can play with Swaziland, they can beat Swaziland. So it's just a practice match. But then what can we say? Maybe that's what they did get to prepare. But I would prefer a more tougher opponent like Ghana, Cameroon, Senegal, and then so that we can test our players. You know. But we know all those national teams that they are going to prepare with. South Africa is superior than them. So there will be no real test. So it's just a game, just to want to see combinations, maybe. That's why, but I'm not convinced.
Maras, ngafuna combination a few months away from AFCON. Shouldn't these ones be, man? Let's get the first team out, let them play, let them get some game time, get back together. Spawn in January.
Yeah, that's the problem, because even if you can field anyone, yeah, they can beat Swaziland. You see, even all the other national teams that we're going to do the practice with, they can't stand South Africa. South Africa is superior than them. That's why I said, for me, it seems like it's just a practice. You know, it's like a national team. Just you are calling a team or cheaper to come and play with the Bafana Bafana. You can put anyone that can play. So they are not gonna give us a real test to test ourselves. So that's why I'm not convinced with those practices that the nation that they choose for the preparation.
Okay, Abut Napoleon, AFCON, it's right here. Mara, going into it, you're gonna play Namibia, Congo, Eswatini, and then Ivory Coast. Maybe that's the best test, but the games that they trading, is this the type of preparation we need? AFCON, especially in AFCON that people are saying that we want to win. Morocco, very Ghana, very strong teams. Is this the best way to go before we go to AFCON?
I don't think this is the best way to go, team. I think as Kameli at least Ghana, tough opponents. There's no way. Phela re ka lata township rollers e jale Swaziland. Bos khoma ba iketsetse da ba win ba etse everything. We cannot. We need tough opponents or the players tsa bona di tlo khona ho tia. I understand. That's why re lala hapo mo 16 ka yona taba. We need strong players. African Cup of Nations. Ho dlalwa hard ball da. Ha ona taba tsa ho ikwisa ho iketsa bo Cristiano Ronaldo. You need to be strong there. Like if you can look 16-year-old Motsepe Manda, who's the strongest guy? I'm not going back, but I'm just saying we don't have tough opponents. Both one battle by quiz, by expected battle judge, they want. We need tough opponents. There's no way, like let's say Cameroon. Are we gonna stand a chance? If you look at the squad, Cameroon.
Yeah.
It was like in 23, it was sharp. I understand. Terrible China that parling. You South Africa.
Let me bring in a sense of we saw Senegal playing over Brazil. We saw other teams taking this friendly seriously. Is the lineup of Namibia, Congo, Eswatini, and Ivory Coast good enough for us to make sure that we're ready for the AFCON?
Yeah, for me, I think I'll disagree with the guys and say, this is a very good lineup for us in terms of friendlies because we need to build confidence. We're going into a tournament, so the one thing you don't want to be going into a tournament is lose after lose after lose. You know, it doesn't build confidence within the team. So if Hugo Bruce is giving us a preliminary squad, it means he still doesn't know his first 11. So he still wants to try some tactics, and teams like Eswatini and Namibia are going to give you the chance. So in terms of going into a tournament, yes, it's a very good, what do you call it, a lineup of friendlies. It's a very good one. So it gives the team to win. If we win all three of them, it will give us the test against Ivory Coast. After we've won 3 games, the confidence is high. Then you can see where the boys can be if the confidence is high. Because if people forget, Morocco wasn't trusted in the World Cup to do anything. They went far in the tournament. They came to South Africa and they lost against us. So sometimes form counts for something. So in terms of form-wise, if we win the next games, 3 of them, and then we draw or lose, it still won't be as bad as if we played Ghana, Senegal, and Egypt, and then we lose all games, and then we're going into the tournament. Then definitely the team morale will be down. Definitely we wouldn't be as confident. You look at the teams now that are performing in their different leagues. They are performing because they had good preseasons. They were winning, they were scoring, and some of them played some very low caliber teams. So sometimes you don't want to give yourself too much. It's like overtraining, still training. The real tournament only starts after our friendlies. So you look at the time also schedule that the AFCON is after its mid-season. So you have to look at a lot of things in place and say, okay, even if I can play these small teams, I can trust that Mokwena is going to play against the team. Obas is going to be playing against top teams. Temba's Zwane, even if you you see, so there's a lot of factors you have to put into place. So for me, this is a great lineup for the friendly.
Okay. Zasho, I want to throw it to you as well. Namibia, DR Congo, Eswatini, and the Ivory Coast. Is this good enough to get us ready for the AFCON?
I think I will agree with Oba. I think coach yethu pros, I think trust ukuthi he can take, like, he's from play uyodlala ama game afana nabo Morocco, and if I can, he never lost.
Your network is very, very bad. Your network is very, very bad.
So laba abathathayo is just ukuthi for the entire.
I'm going to disconnect you and then you can come back, Zesho, because it seems as though in network yako just keeps cutting. Apologies for that. Just re-request and see if it won't be a little bit better after that. Kamalita, how do we feel about Hugo Bruce?
With Hugo Bruce, I trust the guy. He knows what he's doing. You can see the guys, even they are playing, they have directions. You see which football you want to play. And in most of the games that he play, he choose the correct player for the right position. That's why I'm impressed with the way he's playing and the players that he select. Always he plays a right player at the right position at the right time. Although some of the players we don't agree with him, but sometimes you have to read the games. You don't just play a player because you see it's performing on the PSL. Maybe it's running up and down. Some of the games maybe you need some diamond players that they can sit and read the games. Then you can unleash them. When you see the games going forward, what the opponent are bringing from you. But I'm really happy with the coaching of Hugo Bruce. Let me say so.
Okay. Napoleon, Hugo Bruce, re-ikutlwa jang ka ena?
Hugo Bruce, I don't move in chance, Mara. For now, I don't move in chance. I will tell one and let me kill it. Let's give him a chance. Let's see whether he's able to produce, because we're giving him time. We're giving him time. Hana favorite player again. Somehow like Kenya project Faguban, Tatuban is fine. I'm Kenya Irvin, but we need that player at 2-3. Let's see when I'm Kirilo Batarfa, but we need strong players. Heidi players what to shapaka polio wow. This is Africa. We know African to the Joladi we were pounding.
Yeah. Okay.
I understand. Yeah.
Senzo, how do we feel about Hugo Bruce?
I'm happy with the guy. I think the one thing I like is the fact that he's a coach experience. So there's a few fundamentals that he does well in terms of introducing players and, coaching the basics. I feel like look at a player like Lipasa. I don't think there's any coach in the PSL who could have talked to him like Hugo Bruce did. When Lipasa, we all didn't trust him. Hugo Bruce trusted him. And now look at Lipasa scoring hat-tricks. Like it's nobody's business. So I gave him that in terms of also giving players who've shown that they're ready, and he didn't make them sit on the bench. He put them on. About Saleng, Saleng took the Former Pirates and put it in the national team. And it's difficult sometimes to listen to one coach and listen to another and bring that same performance. So this guy is really good in what he does. There's fundamentals he does. Yes, he'll get it wrong here and there. He will get it wrong in terms of putting, like I say, with the squad and it's not balanced, a squad, number one, and then it's too many players, but coaches will make those mistakes. So otherwise, going into the AFCON with Hugo Bruce, I feel like if he can get the team ticking, we can see ourselves going maybe into the semi-finals and Lipasa's top scorer,
That's what I want to ask the next question. Kabelihle, what is a good performance for Hugo Bruce in the AFCON, and what is a bad performance for Hugo Bruce in the AFCON? Where would you give him credit, and where would you fire him?
I think with Hugo Bruce, I see us going to the semi-finals as well. We got a good group of good players. and the team, and they start to understand each other. If you can just go back to the game of Morocco, you will see that we were having a good touch, good combinations, understandings on the players, which what we want to see on the national team. So I'm really confident with that. If maybe the worst position that we can be out, I think it's a quarterfinal.
Okay. Hey. Would you fire him if he doesn't get to the quarterfinals?
Yeah, that's a faith. With the amount of time that we given him, that will really mean he fails. He fails us.
Okay. With Napoleon, what's a good tournament? What's a bad tournament? Fire guy or Moshapale Matsoa guy?
No, nah, okay. I will say this. I'm confident about the guy. Let's give him a chance. Since remufile nako. The same abuti. Ke mokaya the same. If not, ke final. Bafana ba tshwantse ba dlale. Le safa itlwele o promisa Bafana ba ditšhelete wana fetsa ba tlale tšhelete mo hlong tshwantse ba dlale. Yeah, then if you wa fail this guy, le nna ke tsama le abuti da kamelihle hayi akashaya ikhona bafethu hayi imkayi isikhathi semi-finals ke qina da ke semi-finals abuti our boys they just need to be strong ba kopane re ba bone ka team ya Morocco ba buang haholo re na le di-players tse dlalang kae le rona re na le tsona mo re na le bo Saleng re na le bo Blom re na le bo Mang yeah di-player maothi a rona tla kopana kaofela le be team A1 but nna for nna a na ntshitse China a nqanda ethola goalkeeper ke mang Oscarin. Give that guy a chance.
Okay. Hey, Oscarin.
Oscarin pa.
Spencer, what's a good tournament and what's a bad tournament for Hugo Bruce?
If we're playing well, I think a bad tournament would be getting out in the group stages.
Okay.
But if we're playing well and we're top scorers, and maybe we lose it because maybe we I don't know, maybe we're unlucky and VAR go against us or something like that. I can understand. Then group stages is fine, but a good, I think the one we're all expecting is to get to the semi-finals. I think we have players that are playing in top leagues in terms of against top quality players. So I think, South Africa is technically gifted. There's no other nation in the whole Africa that can touch the ball like us. If we can play our football, I feel like we can beat anyone any day. So we just need the people in front scoring goals. And in Hlongwane, we have someone who's scoring goals on a regular. We have Fosler who's playing against top competition. We have who's this guy that's scoring, Lepasa who's scoring. Yeah. So we need those guys scoring and getting used to scoring. And I feel like we have a good chance of going very far in this tournament. There's no reason why South Africa isn't one of the big teams this year, in terms of the success that has happened in our leagues, with our teams, from Marumo Galaxy going to the finals and they're getting relegated. It just shows the caliber of the soccer that we have. Sundowns becoming the best team in Africa and destroying teams like Ahly for fun. So best believe people are scared of us. They are going to look at South Africa knowing that Sundowns comes from there. Kaizer Chiefs players are there. Orlando Pirates players are there. You have Pesita who's playing in Al Ahly, who's there, who's wanted by a team in Saudi Arabia. So most best believe there is a bit of fear. We have the class, we have the quality, we have the experience. We just need to win, if we can win. But semi-final for me, good tournament. Yeah.
Vutari, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you doing?
Away. How are you, man?
No, I'm great, my guy. I'm great. Tell me, what's a bad tournament and what's a good tournament?
I feel like a good tournament. It's a semi-final and above, guys. But I don't foresee that happening. I don't know why. I just don't have so much belief on who you go for. One thing about us South African fans, one win we think a coach is Pep Guardiola. The second one, then now he becomes a Tobojane.
Yeah.
So for me, the minimum that I can give him is semi-final. Other than that, he fails. But I don't have confidence in him. Let's be honest. I don't have confidence in him. I don't know why. But I hope he surprises me. But I don't have confidence in him at all.
Okay. Zesho, is the network a little bit better?
Yeah, I think so.
Nazo. So tell me, what's a bad tournament? What's a good tournament? What's a bad tournament for Bafana Bafana?
A bad tournament is us getting knocked out Kuma quarterfinals, and a very good tournament is us taking a final, because I do think we have we are capable of going all the way to the final. After beating the Moroccans, I just got that confident ukuthi yazini no matter sohlangana nabo bani, and then in Morocco they bought all their star players abo Ashima bani those badlala ngaphandle njengoba uNapoleon nekasho. So I think we can go all the final, and because of vele pressure from Banyana winning the AFCON last. So I think the guys, they are under pressure. They should win the tournament no matter what. Because we have those good players. We have those experienced Sundowns, our Pirates. I think they are going to play careful. I think they will have enough experience to help the squad challenge for championship if I bafike ku final for us ukuthi sifike all the way, because we also have a good coach, like his experience now, like I've said before, he knows his team now better. I don't think we will have excuses from Upros. I think he will definitely end up Google final and maybe take the final.
Oh, hey, Senzo, those are fighting words. Look, you've got Morocco, you've got Egypt, Senegal, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Nigeria. Who are we going to knock out in order to get to those semi-finals? Who's not making it from these countries?
Egypt, I feel like, is a team that's very good. But of late, they haven't been playing to their caliber, in terms of scoring. So I feel like the Arab countries will always have a better chance of winning because we're fast, we're small, so they're not that good, and we're technically gifted. So I would believe with the Arab countries will have chances. Even if we meet Tunisia, I feel like we can win. But with your Nigerian team, your Ivory Coast, those guys, Asia, we always have trouble playing against them. They're just faster than us, bigger than us. So if we can avoid them, until we get to the semi-final, I feel like we would have done well. But yeah,
can we avoid all of these countries?
That's the thing. That's the thing. But that's one thing I like about the squad. There's a nice mix. So if we can't play the ball on the ground, let's put it up. Let's hit the long balls, because we have players like Reyners, defender, Lipasa, who can run behind the defender. We have different ways to change the game. So sometimes we don't have to pass the ball around. Sometimes we just need a quick counter and we can win. So yeah, it will be difficult though. I can't lie. Playing Senegal is like playing South Africa, but South Africans on steroids, playing Nigeria. We've seen these guys, they always outmuscle us. So, but with the Arab countries, I feel if we can meet them in the quarterfinals, we'll get to the semifinals. We definitely get to the semifinals. If we get to the semifinals, we meet them, we're going to the final. If we somehow pass Senegal or something, because I feel if we can beat a top team in the quarterfinal. Even if it's not a convincing scoreline, it will give us enough confidence to even go to penalties, if not win with a 2-1 scoreline. And then final, we meet the Arab country, we're taking the final.
Hi, now I feel like you guys are speaking with your hearts a little bit there. Butari, Morocco, Egypt, Senegal, Cameroon, Ghana, Ivory Coast. Which of these countries are going to fall out in order to allow us to get to the semi-finals?
You see, I agree with you. Remember what earlier on I said to you, as South African fans, we speak from heart, man. We don't speak from how the game will unfold.
Yeah.
There I do. Look, I don't foresee us going far. As I said, I don't think we'll even beat Egypt. I don't think we'll even beat Senegal if we were to face them. I don't think we'll even beat Nigeria. Nigeria now, they're good players, not like the Nigeria that we beat the previous times, you know? So as well, they're evolving, they're getting better. The question is, are we getting better? We could be getting better. Is our coach good enough to take us there? I don't know. Does our coach want to play with our quality? Because right now, I beg to differ with Usendo. If we can play the ball from the ground, let's play long balls. It's a call for disaster for South African players. If you can check, once South African players start playing the ball from the top, I mean, we are losing that game because we can't bully Nigeria, Senegal, or in the Arab. We can't. So the only way is to use our snap. We are very fast players. We are short. We can play the ball from the down 1-2 move into spaces. That's the way we can play. But looking at Sophia, HUGO Bros, he wants the players also to be physical, if you can check. And the previous games, you don't play our South African way of playing. We play the game that suits Nigeria if we were to face Nigeria. That suits the Arabs. The Arabs, they're not technically good, but aggression, the fight is there. We don't have that. So, hey, my man, I feel like Kinanabo saying that we're speaking from the heart, from the love of Bafana Bafana. But honestly, for me, there's no team that will open a space for us. If we get to the quarterfinals, we are lucky, man. The only time when Bafana Bafana will do well is if we find a coach that will play the South African way. Because that's the only way if you can check from back then, the only time where South Africa perform is we can't compare ourselves with the guys. We can't bully them physically. It's to play the ball from the ground and we play our way. That's the only way we can win.
Would you do a Spain with Barcelona and Real Madrid with Sundowns and Pirates? Would you is it time maybe for us to see that type of thing?
I didn't hear you properly, overthinking.
I'm saying, you're talking about a style of play and playing our football. Is it maybe time for us to go, you know what? Let's bring in Sundowns, bring in Pirates, fill it with those two teams and play like that?
Definitely.
Would you do
I
that?
don't see anything. Definitely, I don't see anything wrong having 1,000 players of Sundowns, having the entire squad be Orlando Pirates and Sundowns players, because those are the only teams who are playing our way. If you can check, Sundowns has shown us that when you play the Arabs, don't play aggressive because you can't win. When you play the Central African, my man, you can't bully the Central Africans. There is no way. You can't expect Pitso to bully the Central Africans, the North Africans. So rather, take Sundowns and take a bit of Orlando Pirates players and go to the AFCON. Hope the coach plays our way of football. Because we have the players, we have the age, we have. I don't know about the hunger, but if we can have that, I feel like we can win. But honestly, I doubt our coach. Our coach is that guy that you either play my way or no other way we can win. So if it's like that, guys, let's not speak from the heart. You see, people are referencing the Moroccan game. Morocco had nothing to do. You could say that they're not even aggressive in that game. Yes, there could have been a bit of some undermining us, but they were not the Morocco that is aggressive, willing to play. My man, let's go to the AFCON. I'll tell you. And now I'm not putting my hopes high. I've been hurt by Kaizer. I'm not going to open my heart for Bafana.
No, I hear you. Zasho, same question to you. Which of these countries that have been historically much better than us are going to just lay down and let us go to the semifinals? And then secondary question is it time to just go, hey guys, let's make the national team Sundowns and Pirates and have players that already understand each other, that play somewhat of a local game? What do you think of that?
Mina, I think ukuthi lento lokuthi lama country lawa was-shagdala, I think that's history. And manje like mina njengoba like I'm confident ngenye indlela ukuthi uBruce like is the one of the best coaches we ever had after uClive Barker la kuMzansi.
Okay.
So uyohlangana nabo abo Nigeria. I don't actually agree ngalento le ukuthi people and what njengoba bengisho kuthanga ukuthi like ibhola lidlalwa ama tactics, lidlalwa ngengqondo, uyangi-understanda? Yakhatha futhi ayizwa.
Hayi khuluma.
Yakhatha ngizwa.
Carry on. Ngiyakuzwa.
These things bacinile height in as long as we're gonna go there nathi si aggressive siyazi ukuthi strength sethu thina will go there and put the ball down, knock the ball down. Coming to the Sundowns and Pirates and Super Sport ama-team ayodlala i-CAF, I think if Bruce ukhetha most of the Sundowns players and akhetha maybe most of the Pirates or most of the Super Sport or most of the Skukuni because of the experience they're gonna get careful. I think it will be okay for me even if he didn't choose the Chiefs players or vets or whatsoever. Squad nje sizosinikeza i-performance right. Going to those Nigerian teams ezisisho ngama-experience abanawo or kanti obviously nathi sa-analyze ukuthi how do they play njengoba basho amajita ukuthi strength in we'll analyze those things and I think we will overcome those things because we have smarter players Mokwena abasmart. I think they've played ama-player awe-Morocco njengoba mebadlala ne-Al Ahly ku-CAF njengoba mebadlala ne-semi-final. I think they've played those players. I think they know those strength ukuthi bakanani ukuthi bangaba khona. So to me vele angiphikisa amajita, like it's my opinion nami ukuthi football ayingamandla, ungaba namandla mari lo omncane abe ne-strength. Bheka for an example uMessi unganani ngomzimba, for an example abo Pedri bangakanani ngomzimba, abo Rodri bangakanani ngemizimba, Saka bangakanani ngemizimba, abo Jesus you can see ukuthi akusabantu abane physical bona vele you can see ukuthi they fit. I think it counts i-fitness level ama-players unlike ukuthi u-body build ube ngaka manje uzokhahlela. No, I think we must go there vele nge-confidence. Lama team labo Nigeria, abo Ghana, abo Egypt, we don't have to be afraid of them anymore because of history yethu. I think we must proceed like njengoba mengisho he trust ama-player wakhe and nokuthi nguze ubut Vutlhari akhuluma ngokuthi Morocco Messi wakhe, why singayibeki ngendlela ukuthi thina Messi stronger Morocco, that's why mekakala Morocco ngathi iswag, you understand? So he might be right. I hope ukuthi nike kuye le i-AFCON sihlangane nabo sibone ukuthi maybe I was right, maybe he was, but I think we are more than capable ukuthi uthatha bobani uBruce in ugcwalisa abo goalkeeper abayi5 abe-Sundowns bayivimbela isquad, is okay as long nje isquad sethu sishaya abantu si-right siyaphambili.
Okay, no, thank you, Zasho. Stanzo, I never got to ask you the question. Do you think that it's time that we just go, you know what, let's do Sundowns and Pirates and go from there. Mostly Sundowns, add some Pirates, and then play with the South African flair.
Yeah, I think so. I think if there's a certain cohesion between the teams and the players, then why not? Because it doesn't help trying to accommodate everyone in the expense of the country or us. No, we need to perform. You watch the ladies; they're doing well, and they're lucky because there's a big pool where they can pool these players. But for us, if there isn't quality, we always talk about the PSL and how the quality isn't there. You can't tell me because we're trying to accommodate everyone, you're gonna take someone from Arrows to play in the national team for AFCON. No, we're not going to do that. You watch the other teams in Africa. Sometimes they don't even pick players from the continent. You look at Senegal; they'll pick a whole team full of players that are playing in Europe, So you look at Ivory Coast doing the same thing. So at some point you have to stop being nice if you want success. Unfortunately, a lot of people might not be happy and it might change your opinion. But for me, soccer is a short career, and the time that you have, you need to make a success of it. So if it means just like Spain, you put 7 Barcelona players, and if there's a cohesion and they are winning titles, I don't even mind if you pick from Sundowns and Pirates, because between them there's 3 trophies. There's 3 trophies. Those players are used to winning, So I wouldn't mind that. You have Pesita, who's also a winner. If you're gonna pick people who have won things last season, then most be it, because at least you have a winner's mentality. You have players there who understand what it is to go through a tournament or go through something and how to pick themselves up, rather than picking up a player from Chippa United who's playing well, but he doesn't know. He's just okay with playing well. He doesn't know okay, sometimes I'm going to have to sacrifice the way I play for the benefit of the team. You look at Mvala, who gets picked. Mvala, we know him as a midfielder, but he sacrificed his wants and being stubborn, and he's dropped back and said, you know what, I'll play anywhere they want me. If it's right back, middle field, center back, and that's what we need when you go into a tournament like this. You need players who are willing to say, regardless of what you want, what I want, I'm going to put the team first. So, for me, winner's mentality is a different thing than versus a player who's just playing well. Everyone can say you are playing well you look at that boy, Human from Maritzburg. He was playing well some last year, but it doesn't mean that he deserves to be on the starting lineup. Like, he doesn't believe. I hear people are saying Mfokeng, and I was like, guys, no matter how well Mfokeng has played, are you telling me you want to see him in the AFCON squad? That boy has 0 experience. He's never played against players of a higher caliber. You can't judge him from 2-3 PSL games and then say, yes, there might be potential there, but it's rather a bit too early, So, I see this guy you guys are crying about from SuperSport. I'm very happy for him. Good, but also Campbell has been playing well, and why didn't he get the call up?
Yeah.
Campbell has been playing well. So you look at it both ways. Like, I see what you're trying to do, but it's not the time for it. And like we said, we need to be having a starting 11. So when you put a boy like him in the national team, what are you telling us? Like, what are you telling us? You're still introducing new players. 4 games away. We need to be more solidified in terms of how we are taking and how we're playing.
Okay. No, Senzo, I hear you. Let me look at this time. Vutlari, what are your closing statements for tonight? I'm just looking at the time. This will be a shorter one. What are your closing statements for tonight?
Look, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. For me, look, I don't have any hope that we'll go far. Reason being, our coach, I feel like I don't believe in our coach. I don't know why. I don't think he's a very good coach. Take nothing away from them. But I don't think we'll go far. If a coach will say, I'm not going to take Umundawe, but play Unito Mobi. Now you start wondering, will Nico Mobi be able to withstand Mane? It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense at all to me, and say, I'm not gonna have a Mundawa, but I'm gonna have a Nico Mobi. Okay, what are you trying to say to us? Does Nico Mobi have
Oh my man. I want to use an example. Look at the first game. Nico Mobi was running like headless chicken behind Mbappe. So it tells you that our coach is a bit arrogant. It might work for him, it might not. But I feel like as a country, we should be realistic. Yes, we need to believe in the star, in the national team. But for me, I don't think we'll even get to the semi-final. If we get to the semi-final, we'll have done well. Honestly, we might come out of the stages, go to the last 16, maybe quarter-final match. But we do have the good players. But the coach is playing his loyal soldiers. Onyeko Mobi. Hey, guys, you'll be surprised what we'll see here. But for me, I don't have to hope. We need to accept as a country that Hugo Bros is not the type of our coach that we need in the country. I think we need a coach that understands us, or that doesn't have to understand what we play as a country, but understand the type of people that our players are good at. Our play, we call it South African play. That's the only way we can go. You can't take Hugo Bros and say, go coach Brazil. Brazil won't win anything because he doesn't play the Brazilian play. Brazilian players are similar to South African players, similar to Spanish players. So those are two different. So I feel like we hype him very well. And as I said, South African fan, we need to move away from one big win, you are Pep Guardiola. One big lose, you are Khoza. I think we need to be realistic with our views and how we see the game. For me, guys, I'm not hoping for anything in the AFCON. If I get something big up, I will be very happy. But I'm not hoping for anything. For me, the last thing is, let him take Sundowns and take Sundowns players, also Orlando Pirates players. I think those are the players that represent us very well. Obviously, with some of the overseas players that will come in and add the quality that we have that are playing locally. But besides that, let's hope and see what miracles they will perform. And I also want to hear your point of view about Hugo Bros, if you believe in the guy.
I'll give it. Let me bring it to Zasho. Closing statements for tonight.
Hawu Vutlaka uyamuzwa ukuthi ikhosi kusho ukuthi nethemba liphelele nasesquadini. Hayi kunzima. Liphela hapha liphela nangapha. Mina I think vele ubhuti lapha uVutlaka uright mekakhuluma ngearrogance. Okay, lapho ngizomsupporta ngoba uBruce I think kunala mekangafuni ukuletha uZwane. I think you remember we cried for Zwane and then labo wabuza ukuthi hayi uRulani bangamshuza esquadini and then esquadini kunabo Mobi. I'm not saying Mobi is a bad player. Kunabo Mobi umndawo udlala iCAF and udlala regularly ku Sundowns and so I think into le yakhe yazi I was listening to coach weArrows njengoba mina ngikhuluma ngaye like sometimes you have to listen to other people. I understand and not ukuthi uthathe everything what they say, but I think arrogance yakhe yiyo engambulala. But I think he changed the bit. He brought in Umrena for yena Umobi. Maybe he saw what we see about Vele Umobi against Abu Umrena, against Abu Mdao, against those other right backs who can do better than Yena. Not saying he's a bad player overall, I understand. I think pusha ngendlela right nje akhethe by merit by performance njengoba loke ayenza mina ngiyamfavor Bros kakhulu but as naye awumuntu ayenzana namaphutha njengoba mekangalethi uZwane simkhalela ngabotshali simkhalela ngamanye ama player but I think he is taking it into consideration because he is definitely changing lapho nalapho so I think thina ukuya ngesikhathi I think our team will do well. I think that even though akayenzi kahle uBros but let's give it asimgayeni izandla ngoba usithathile wasifaka kaFcon lento le ehlulwa ehlulwe abo-coach abaningi la eMzansi. So, and then confidence yakhe, she did say ukuthi if angifiki lapho AFCON ngingixoshe, na understand ukuthi umuntu yenza sure ukuthi ama-promise wakhe uyawafulfilla. So how can you not trust umuntu loyo othi if angisebenzi kahle ungixoshe? Uyakubonisa ukuthi he came here to work. So ama-intentions wakhe ukuwisa i-squad ku-AFCON i-finally nje I'm sure kuzoba i-bonus for yena, but I think nge-hope yami njengoba ngikhosi nami sihluke ezidliwa, mina i-hope ikhona laphaya kumzansi ukuthi hayi singaya phambili yabona via performance. I think ne-style of play, I think as I was listening khona manje moloko ubuza ngama-flair and stuff, I think lezo zinto ubut Vusmuzu uziphendule kamnandi. Ame ngimamela ngazo yena ngasimimi makufika vo-coach
coach usifikele coach.
Ngiyayibongela like ishow yakho inkulu ngifisa ukuthi ingayenza okukhulu kudlula nalokho, I understand.
Thank
you. So I think soba right squad sethu lesi uzokhetha sobona phambili, but I have a full trust ku-Pros no Helman Mukhelele.
Let me come in to Senzo. Closing statements for tonight.
So.
Yeah, in terms of the team, I feel like we have a very good team. If we can keep a core, I feel like it's not too late to introduce players like Neo Maema and Mansangwai into the fold. You know, we mustn't be scared to get rid of players like Shanti. And yeah, I feel like we really have a good core, a good team, a good spirit. We've got good experience. Williams has been playing for the squad for I don't know how long. He's become the 2 million. He's replaced Kune, something that we never thought would happen. You know, after Senzo passed away, I was like, who will take over that Kune role? And Williams has done it. You know, Pesita was consistent, even though he's not showing the performance that we want him. We're dribbling 7 players and then scoring like he used to do in the PSL. He's consistent, and that's why he's winning at Ahly. He's playing at Ahly. So, yeah, for him to also see players like Reyners, who's really picked up his form, players like Bongan Hlongwan, Lipasa, who I still believe that he has a huge help in, you know. Yeah, you know, the team, it's easy to be negative. It's very easy to be negative, but to be positive is very difficult. So for him to show the type of team he's picked, even bringing young players from SuperSport, is showing that he's positive. You know, he trusts himself. So we should also trust him. If we give him the support he needs, there's no way South Africa can't go to the semi-final. Like Zesho was saying, that football, as much as it's a physical sport, we've seen time and time again, sometimes it's not just the physicality that wins, it's also the brain. You know, with teams like Spain, who didn't have to score a lot of goals, but they won the tournament. You know, sometimes you need to take your strength and use those things. And we've all watched tournaments. You know, everyone was saying Sweden is going to win, England's going to win the Women's World Cup, and look at Spain. They did a special thing. So football, as much as it has become a physical sport and blah 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 and blah blah blah, the fundamentals still win at the end of the game. So if you can use your brain, and you can be coachable and you know how to sacrifice and you've had, there's no reason why we can't win. And what I've seen with these players, with the crop of players, is that there's a certain unity, they understand each other. It's just that, now they just need to be put into a little competition between them, to be told, okay, guys, now you're competing for the starting 11 now. So now when you jump on the field, you need to show me why you're in the starting 11. You guys, I'm going with you to the AFCON. They must know already that, you know, at every game I'm playing, rather it's PSL or whatnot, my name is there already. It might be a surprise to us, but HUGO Pros, if he's serious, then these are the players we should be seeing going to the AFCON. There shouldn't be a change from now. So, now it's a mentality thing. I feel like we are what do they call it? We are fitted enough to win, to succeed in terms of the friends that we have, in terms of the caliber of players that we've put a pool on to pick from. In terms of timing, for us, it's still summer, so we won't be tired. We're already mid-season. We're playing well versus the players in Europe who are in cold weather. So, your players that are coming from Europe are going to suffer again, adjusting to the weather this side. Tina, we are used to the weather. And if players like Tebogo are playing in Egypt and whatnot and traveling, obviously, they're used to the condition. For me, I feel like, we are fitted enough to win this one.
No, thank you so much, Senzo. Thank you to everybody who joined the panel. I can give my thoughts. Here's my thoughts. I think Hugo Broos has earned the benefit of the doubt. He said that AFCON was the first goal, so he's got into AFCON. So I guess we can trust in that he did what he needed to do. And I don't want to be one of those people that complain just for the sake of complaining, or complain even though he's shown that he's got something. But what I will say is, I think when it comes to a national team, sometimes we need to change our thinking of what a national team is. I don't think a national team is a place to develop. I don't think it's a place for him to bring in deserving players and mold them into international players. I think it's meant to be, what is the best team that the country can offer, and let's go with that. All right, we've spoken about Obamodi. We've spoken about Obamodi. We've spoken about Abodipasa. We've spoken about certain players that maybe shouldn't be at that level, and they're being developed by Bruce. Instead of Bruce saying, guys, what is the best 11 I can put down here? That's the one side of it, where maybe you do look at a Sundowns, you do look at a Pirates, you do bring more of those players in because they've already got the cohesion from the team. Sundowns is well-traveled in Africa, so you know that they're coming with a little bit of quality and understanding of what happens in the rest of Africa and all of that stuff. So you probably would lean a bit more on that side. So that's the one side. The other side, for me, is, at this point, you should already know what your team is. We should already know more or less what the starting lineup is going to be, who's going to play, what they're going to do, what we can expect from the team, what's the style of play. So it might be a little bit worrying that we've got a 36-man squad that is so different. There's so many different types of players that could be playing in this team, and different combinations and all of that stuff. 4 games to go, couple of months to go up until the start of the AFCON in January. It's a bit shaky to be in this situation right now. But like I said, he's earned the benefit of the doubt. Where we can go in the tournament, for me, that's a tough question, because we are going to find the big countries. We are going to find the guys who are traditionally do well in these tournaments, who have very big players and all of that stuff. So it's tough for me to say I want them to go to a semi-final. I think for me, the bar is leave the group, right? As you guys first need to make it out of your group, and then we see from there. The stickling part where I sit with, it's a bit tough, is that Hugo Broos has been given a lot of time. Hugo Broos has been given time, he's been given patience, he's been given opportunities to change what his plan was when he arrived that didn't do so well, to now the plan that it is right now. So where I see our quality and I see our ceiling may just be getting out of the groups, you have to look at Hugo Broos and say, my guy, you've been in the job for a bit now. We should be expecting a lot more from your team and you at this current stage, right? So my Bruce requirement, or my Bruce goal is semifinals with a team that I know is probably at best a quarterfinal team. And if they go past that, I will eat humble pie gladly, right? So it's the balancing act of that, because we've gotten rid of coaches for far less. And we've seen some coaches do some other things. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. I'm indifferent about how I feel about Bruce right now, but I do know that time is ticking for me personally, where we need to start seeing these things with Bafana Bafana, especially for a coach that has had so much time, so much leeway, so much patience, so much everything. You know, Pitso didn't get this type of patience, this type of leeway. Abu Igerson got a little bit more, but there's so many things that come into this. So we'll see how it plays out. But as for the 36-man squad, are there players that are better that should be playing? I think so. I don't think we should be seeing Abo Hlanti going. You know, I don't think we should be seeing Abo Mobi. Abo Koki have been left out. There's a person who mentioned Abo Koki who've been left out. I think Dondo would be incredible in the midfield. I think there's a couple of forward players that could come in and make a difference. But yeah, coaches should be allowed to live and die by their decisions. And if he feels as though that's the squad that he's taking, that is the squad that he's taking. You know, maybe he's comfortable. Maybe we should let him be comfortable, because that might give us the wins. So we'll see what happens. Let me read the last of these comments here before I close. Yes, Coach Busmuzi was here in the afternoon. You can watch the chat we had. It's on Facebook and on YouTube. We had a very interesting chat about coaching in South Africa. So I think check it out. Let's see. What a panel. Love what the guys' opinions, brothers, all matter. True national teams about delivering, not deserving. Time indeed, Mr. Bros, we're together. Yes, Butlare, but please tell me about Coach Vusi, because we need to catch that up. Yes, you can check it out on Facebook and on YouTube. Preferably, if you could please watch on Facebook. It's up there. We had a very nice chat about the coaching in SA. We got to ask him direct questions. It was very nice to have a guy a coach, very humble, very nice man, a coach who is honest, and a coach who gave us some views that maybe we didn't have on our side. So please check it out. He was watching and decided to jump on. So he saw the show as he was scrolling through TikTok, and he decided to jump on. That's how he jumped on. So yeah, very, very, very good day for the show. Thank you, Zesho. Thank you guys for the gifts. Motiko sent perfumes, mics, roses. Frankie with the footballs and the roses. Thank you so much. But I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys. I'm going to see you again tomorrow, 12:30 in the afternoon. I'll be here, and who knows who pops in then. But yeah, thanks guys for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let me just finish with Facebook quickly. Let's see what Facebook is saying before I close everything. There's Neo Maema, and yeah, he loves Moby a lot. But yeah, guys, thank you. Please support the content, follow if you have not followed, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 12:30.